I'm delighted to introduce my chapter, which is in the Unlocking Research series, in the first book of the series, Reimagining Professional Development. In my chapter, I write about the importance of our new professional body, the Chartered College of Teaching. I talk about the fact that we've been suffering an attrition rate of new teachers, which means that our schools are not able to build the level of sustained expertise that they need. And I talk about what it might mean that we could offer via the Chartered College that would start to really shift the culture of engaging in lifelong learning as a teacher and developing one's career over time. The Chartered College has now been running for several years, and we have begun to really help people to imagine what might be possible via a chartered college, a professional body that speaks up for the profession, but really importantly enables every teacher to develop their career over time. The opportunity to study to become a chartered teacher, to really examine one's practice, to take video of lessons, to engage in a literature review, to really interrogate what it is that you're doing as a teacher and move yourself beyond, disrupt, if you like, the habits that have been developed in the classroom, to really moving into a space that does the best possible for every single child. We're developing chartered teacher status at the same time as also thinking about what it would mean to become a chartered leader, because we're clear that as teachers start to become chartered, they're going to want to work in schools with leaders who are also really informed about pedagogy, who are thinking deeply about curriculum design, about assessment. And this is a different skill set. It's a complementary skill set, but it's a different skill set from the kind of skills that one learns on an NPQH as a new school leader. We really want to build a confidence in the profession that we can explain not only what we're doing, but why we're doing it. And this needs to run the way through, from the early career teacher through to the teacher who is prepared to study to become chartered, through to the school leader who is interested enough in their own practice and in research to think about becoming a chartered leader. We also encourage more experienced teachers to think about fellowship. Those teachers who've been teaching for 10 years or more are eligible to apply for fellowship. They need to have someone providing a reference. They need to be nominated by a colleague who doesn't need to be a member of the college. But all of this is about building the recognition, the quality, the calibre of what it means to be a teacher. Pretty much everybody thinks they could be a teacher, and interestingly, in the period of time during the pandemic, many people had to suddenly become teachers. They were teaching their children at home, and guess what? It's a bit more difficult than it looks. And we know this, of course. Those of us that have been teaching for a while, we absolutely know that there's a real mix between intuition, skill, what we learn on our initial teacher training, but then building that over time to really engage in reading, to really think, to hear about what is going on in terms of other classroom practice, but also to learn more about the cognitive science, to learn more about what's going on in terms of study of the brain, so that we become expert in the job of being a professional. And this is at the heart of what it means to be a chartered teacher. It's at the heart of what it means to be a professional at the moment. So I commend this chapter to you. I hope very much that you will agree with me that as we begin to articulate more clearly what it means to be a professional, we're more able to align and work together. It's not about saying that there's one solution, because there never will be. There will always be a range of voices, and that's completely as it should be, because schools are not all the same, thank goodness. But while schools are drawn from a wide range of contexts and teachers have a wide range of skills, there are things that we can learn from each other's practice, and there are things that we can learn from the research. And the more that we share what works well in our situations, the greater the chances that every single child has a brilliant teacher. And that's our aim. So I hope you enjoy the chapter. I hope that it will really help you think about what's the learning culture in your school and what else might you do. How might we move, for example, beyond worrying about external inspection to much more robust peer review? What might we do in terms of offering performance management as a means to achieve certain objectives that may have a frankly meaningless numerical target, to performance management that's based on research and inquiry related to our practice. There is so much to be gained, and I look forward very much to engaging with you in the future. Thank you very much indeed.